I clap loudly and whistle when she is done. Sweetie Pie lifts her head and gives a big yawn. Millie's fine chicken pot pie from the cafe has put her in a food coma. She is also no big fan of culture. If she's going to applaud dancing, the boot-scootin' boogie is more her kind of performance. Pluto the cat stretches and rubs against my legs. It's a ploy for more catnip. I give it to him in a clever little elf cat toy, even though he's done nothing to get such a reward. After all, it's the season of giving. Jitty returns to the parlor, morphing back into the beautiful woman I've grown to love. She is still sporting the ridiculous fake beard. She puts her hands on her hips and looks me up and down. "Looks like you've been snacking on the sugar plum fairy. Girl, those hips could be deadly weapons. Pa-boom!" She cocks a hip at the dining room door and slams it with force. Riding me hard is Jitty's favorite sport. Not even Coker would kiss you sporting that pathetic clump of white hair on your face. I snatch for it, but she steps back. Jitty is quick. "You leave my dead husband out of these debates. Coker and I had some mighty fine Christmases before the war took him." She grows suddenly melancholy. "I'm sorry, Jitty. I miss my family, too. It feels like I've been on my own forever. In fact, I've been an orphan for a long time. My parents died in a car accident when I was 12. My Aunt Lulaine moved into Dahlia House and raised me until I went to college and then to New York City to try my hand at being a Broadway actress. That didn't work out so well, and I came home with my tail between my legs. The holidays can bring on a mean case of the blues, and not the good musical kind." Jitty pulled the fake beard away from her face. "Lord, Sarah Booth, I hear in the great beyond that a white Christmas isn't out of the question for Sunflower County." That news perked me right up. The weatherman says the same. Snow! That would be awesome. No promises, but it's definitely a topic of conversation up there. You know what I'd like for Christmas? She knows what I'm going to say. A message from my mother or father, some sign that they're still around me. I'll do what I can, but no promises. There are rules, you know, and they're there for a reason. 5 minutes. I won't ask for more. Sometimes Jitty can make that happen. Not often, but each minute is precious. Now what you got for that big lawman to chow down on? He's going to be hungry when he arrives, and not just for loving. The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. An old saw, but true, nonetheless. If you start quoting ancient axioms like Aunt Lulaine, I'm going to run away from home. Jitty gives me a dour look. You'd better come up with a more credible threat than that. Now finish putting up that mistletoe. There's a car coming down the drive. She was gone in a puff of cedar-scented smoke, just as I heard Coleman's tread on the front porch. "The door's open," I called, starting back up the ladder to hang more garland over the parlor arch. The door opened, and I turned to give my winter date a smile, only it wasn't Coleman. Madame Tomika, a.k.a. Tammy Odom, plowed into the foyer and stopped. Tammy is a friend from high school, who also happens to be psychic. Judging from the frown on her face, she had bad news. "What's going on?" I climbed down. "Want some coffee?" Tammy doesn't often drink alcohol, but she is always good for caffeine. "Yes, I need something to give me a boost." I motioned for her to follow me into the kitchen, where I put the coffee pot on to brew. Instead of sitting down, she paced the kitchen. I fell asleep.